We all know that the Lakers season was supposed to go a different way than what we saw right now. We expected the Lakers to at least get into the playoffs. Whether it was bounced out in the first or second round, they should have at least made the playoffs. But the truth of the matter is they didn't make the playoffs, and unfortunately that cost the jobs of Magic Johnson and Luke Walton, as Luke Walton has agreed to mutually part ways and go ahead and coach the Sacramento Kings, which is kind of crazy to think that another LA team is affecting how the LA Lakers, or I shouldn't say LA, but a California team is affecting how the Lakers move. We all know that the Lakers right now are in desperate need of a head coach, and of course many candidates have jumped out, and of course a lot of them are going to interview this week, as we now know that Monty Williams and Juwan Howard are going to meet up with the LA Lakers this coming week. And when we look at the candidates for who the Lakers should be and who they should want as the next head coach, it really becomes a huge list of who there are. First of all, we got Monty Williams, who of course coached the Pelicans back in, I believe, 2010 all the way to 2015, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, he's on the Philadelphia 76ers bench, and I think that he would be an excellent candidate and probably my number one option, honestly, if I'm thinking about it, as someone that should be able to coach LeBron James. More of a defensive guy. He's a guy that'll get under the skin of LeBron James and tell him, hey, you need to make sure that you work your butt off so that way we can get to an NBA championship and you can play defense the way that we know that we've seen you play in those Miami Heat and early Cleveland days. But that's just one option. Of course, the other option is Juwan Howard, who is a longtime teammate of LeBron James during those Miami Heat times, and has also done the whole assistant coach thing throughout his whole tenure since he retired from the NBA. Again, a guy that is doing really well, but if you're going to give LeBron James the keys to the kingdom or the keys to the Lamborghini or the car or whatever you want to call it, the Lakers organization, then you need to make sure that it's a coach that you understand can do very well. I understand guys like Nick Nurse and Mike Malone were very good stories, when they were coaching in previous tenures, but I think for a guy like LeBron James, you need a well-known coach, which leads us to more options that the Lakers are going to be looking for, and that's of course Jason Kidd and Tyronn Lue, along with many others such as Mark Jackson. So when we look at guys like Jason Kidd, the one thing that kind of irks me about Jason Kidd is the fact that he's a guy that seems to me is not committed, because of course he was with the Brooklyn Nets for a little bit, but then he decided to dip and ship out and go to Milwaukee, where he didn't even do anything noteworthy in Milwaukee. And we've seen that he's kind of slipping and sliding his way into, or at least sliding into the DMs of the Lakers to see, you know what, I'm available, if you guys want me, here's my number. That's what to me Jason Kidd is doing, and I just don't agree with how Jason Kidd has gone about things. And it's the reason why, to me, if I'm the LA Lakers, I'm not even going to mess with Jason Kidd. He's just going to stay on his own, and I think he's going to look for another job, or at least, do the coaching thing where he coaches a little bit as an assistant coach and then finally gets that head coaching job. Just like Juwan Howard, I think he needs to go that route in order to get jobs like the LA Laker job. The next one, of course, is Tyronn Lue, and we've made countless videos on this, but of course I made an infamous one talking about Tyronn Lue and his health. We know that Tyronn Lue got really affected by LeBron James last season, as we know that Tyronn Lue had to take time off for stress and having a heart problem with dealing with coaching LeBron James. We know that LeBron James is a demanding superstar, just like most superstars are. Guys like Tom Brady, Cam Newton, many other guys that are in that superstar mold are guys that are going to have a lot of drama and a lot of baggage. I mean, Kevin Durant has it as well, Steph Curry, all these guys have their own different types of baggage, and it's the reason why I think that Tyronn Lue shouldn't be coaching, because I just think that it'll affect his health to a point where he won't even help the LA Lakers, but he'll instead be off the bench. I understand that Tyronn Lue, according to many GMs around the league, is a great coach, but to me, when I watched him play in Cleveland, I just think that the way that they played and the way that they did things was just not respectable to me. I think they could have gone a better route about it. I'm sure Tyronn Lue should have been given the opportunity to this year with Cleveland, but instead was not and got fired by Dan Gilbert, and we talked about that in that video. The next person, of course, to talk about is Mark Jackson, the guy that had really set up the dynasty that we now know in Golden State. We know he set up the principles and the defensive ability of both Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. All those guys that they drafted, all those guys that they prepared for. And of course, Steve Kerr came in and did a even better job. But I just think that Mark Jackson would also be a great coach for LeBron James. But the problem with Mark Jackson, in my opinion, is the fact that he's a very defensive coach and he's a guy that'll get into you. And I just don't think that LeBron James wants a guy that'll get into him, but more of a guy that will agree with him and agree to bring his people into the organization. But we all know that Jeanie Buss ultimately makes the moves, and I feel like Jeanie Buss is going to make sure that LeBron James doesn't have his way here in LA Lakerland, in Laker Nation, because I know that Jeanie Buss wants the Lakers to be a very pristine, a very prestigious organization, but the way that they've gone about things, the Lakers right now are in disarray, and it's the reason why the LA Clippers have a better chance and have a better future, it looks like, than, of course, the LA Lakers, as we know that the Clippers are going to be moving into a new stadium sometime soon. We know that they're trying to get out of the Clippers deal, and it's the reason why Jeannie Buss is trying to do everything that she can to be petty and make sure that the Clippers just don't do their thing. And when I really look at all the coaching options, like I said, I think Monty Williams, so going back to the coaching thing, Monty Williams to me is the guy that I think you should hire. It's either him or Mark Jackson in my opinion, because if you hire anybody else, Juwan Howard is unproven. Tyronn Lue, I just think that he'll ask for too much money, and I just think that his health is something that really concerns me, as to he might not be there every game, and especially in the important games in the playoffs, you need a guy in Tyronn Lue. And I just think that, like I said, Monty Williams is a guy that can really do it, and I think he's been respected around the league, and I think that he will get respect of a guy like LeBron James, and maybe even bringing him in might ease the pain of Rob Pelinka bringing in Anthony Davis or even Kawhi Leonard, because we know that Monty Williams has a great relationship for when he coached the Pelicans when Anthony Davis was on the team. And that's going to be the interesting question that we're going to have to find out this coming season when the off season comes, and then when next season comes about. What do the Lakers look like next year? Are they going to be the team that realistically gets the superstars that they want in the free agency, or are they going to be the guys that are going to have to deal with LeBron James and deal with whatever coach that they get and just going to have to go to war with the same guys? Because I think, to me, the damage has been done to those young guys, and of course the trade rumors didn't help. It just leads to this whole awkwardness and confusion as to what the Lakers are truly going to build for. And especially when you have guys like Rob Pelinka in there, and you don't have a GM, and you don't have a head coach, it's just going to cause, like I said, confusion. And one thing that I ask of the Lakers, if you're going to make LeBron James the centerpiece and you're going to do all that stuff, you need to include the coach in any discussion or in talks that you're going to have with any players. Because to me, the fact that Luke Walton wasn't even involved in the LeBron stuff, to me is kind of insulted as a coach, but also to me is kind of fishy, and it's not very nice to not factor in Luke Walton into all this, because Luke Walton needs to know his players. I think a coach needs to know his players well enough and needs to know what guys they're bringing in so they can understand to game plan for them. This isn't just to, it's whatever, it's just the coach. No, you want the coach to be involved. You want the coach to make sure that everything is okay. And to me, if you're not going to do that for Luke Walton, you're not going to do that for a guy Monty Williams or Tyronn Lue or whoever you bring in, Mark Jackson even. You have to make sure that you do your due diligence and let those guys know what's going to be going on in Laker Nation and the Lakers organization. I think Jeannie Buss has to take a step forward and has to be proactive in this, because if she's not proactive in this, then you can kiss the Lakers getting even into the playoffs goodbye, because we all know that the Lakers right now are struggling. And do you think a guy like Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and Brandon Ingram want to play for LeBron James or the LA Lakers, that they keep getting treated with this disrespect and not the coach having that respect as well? No, they're going to quit. They're not even going to want to play in there, because they want to make sure that if anything happens, or if they want to make sure that their future is secure and making sure that they get to where they want to go. We all know that Los Angeles is the place where everyone wants to be because it's sunshine 24/7. But at the same time, we've seen guys like Damian Lillard, guys like Giannis, who are happy and content with where they're at. And to me, that is going to be more of the trend than what we see LeBron James and Kevin Durant do, which is be more of a mogul and move around a lot. Everyone wants to stay situated in a certain city and situation that they like. And I just think that right now that the LA Lakers are in a turmoil, they're in a state of chaosness, and it's all depending on who they hire as the next coach and making sure that that coach is involved in all the process that LeBron James and the Lakers organizations like Rob Pelinka does for here on out. But anyway, guys, I want to know your guys' opinion on the head coaching job for the LA Lakers and who they're going to be interviewing this week. Do you guys think that Monty Williams, Juwan Howard, Tyronn Lue, Jason Kidd, or Mark Jackson, which one of those coaches do you think is going to be the head coach for the LA Lakers? And if there's someone else that we haven't talked about here on the channel, then let me know in the comment section, because I'm really interested and curious to know who you guys think, especially Lakers fans, who you want to help coach the LA Lakers along with LeBron James and all the other superstars that they have on this team. Guys like Brandon Ingram, I shouldn't say superstars, but young players such as Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram. What is going to be going on with that team? But anyway, guys, this has been your boy Bernie here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, and also remember to turn on that notification bell to make sure that you don't miss our NBA content, where we talk about guys like the Tyronn Lue situation, like Zion Williamson, John Morant, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, all those stories, LeBron James even. We even talk about the Ben Simmons situation that's going on in Philadelphia and his shooting disappointment. Like I said, hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss our NBA content like the ones I just described. And anyway, guys, I will catch you on the next video. Peace.